Boom! And we're live for another episode of Elite Encounter. Today we have CKO with us. How are you doing today, man?
Yes, secure. I'm fine, and you?
I'm good. I'm good. Today was a pretty nice day. Can't really complain. Um, so let's go ahead and jump into it. Of course, this is a podcast about Pokemon Unite and people who are involved in Pokemon Unite in some shape, way, or form. But before we get into that, let's get a little more information about like who you are, where you live. I don't know, stuff that you're willing to share. Like, are you still in school? Are you working? What's going on?
I'm actually still on school. Um, it's so complicated. I have started studies before back. I have prepared 2 years, but it's my first and my last years. I don't want to continue because I really want to work. I studied actually forest because I want to be forest manager and uh, and I go learn this summer how to with a car. I don't know how to say.
Like a
Learn driving a car, and in October I go work in forest, like cutting tree.
mm, like lumberjack type of stuff.
Yeah.
Mm, that's gonna be some good exercise. Very interesting. What got you into doing that?
What?
How did you become interested in doing that in you know, forestry and stuff like that?
Why I love that?
Yeah, how did you get interested in that?
Uh, because I have go in high school. I have choose one back for go in nature, and I have really loved this. And we have learned to use chainsaw, and I have really loved it. Um, and we have learned how to manage nature like forests, river, and other things, animals, tree. And I have really love SAS. Um, like a fish in the water,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I love it. Yeah.
Nice, man. I think that's a good thing to do if you play a lot of Unite, because there's a lot of people out there who play Unite who just never touch grass, you know?
Yeah.
um, but I've said this before on previous podcasts, but in case you don't know, I work online. I teach English mostly, but I do a few other projects here and there. Um, and well, I have this podcast because I want to try to connect with people in the community to try to
Yeah.
do that to enable them to also put themselves out there in a different way. I still have faith in this game that it could go in the direction that's good for the game. Um, I have some hot takes when it comes to that, and we'll get to that later in the podcast when I ask about the future of Unite. But what do you think? Are you more optimistic or pessimistic when it comes to the future of Unite?
Uh, I don't really know for that. I think the future of this game is maybe good uh, because I really think the dev can learn about error, but uh, if I talk about the community especially in Europe, I don't think I can optimistic because a lot of people are toxic. Literally every people. Sometimes I am toxic too. I know that. I think every people need to learn about this error and love everybody. Don't really love everybody, but try to don't insult people and try to don't trash talk. Because if we work together, help a mid player, if a good player help mid player and mid player help low player who we can try in world championship.
Yeah, yeah,
I really think.
definitely. Is it true that the French community is more toxic than the rest?
Yeah. I'm French, and I think French community is toxic too. But yeah, I think it's not only France, it's a lot of people. But in this community, we talk every time about toxic people, but we have a lot of really good guy. Especially in France, we talk about every time toxic people, but we forgot to talk about good people, because we have good people help young people to grow, and thanks for them.
Yeah. Would you say that you play Unite more because of the game or because of the community?
Can you repeat?
Do you play Unite more because of the game for what it is, or do you play it because of the community that it comes with?
I think both, because I love this, especially this year. I love this game more, and I really love more community, especially my team, Electro Drifter. I really love them since I am with them, and that motivates me to play more. I have a lot of good friends, friends, and international friends. Um, and that motivates me to be more calm and try out for become better day after day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it makes a big difference if you have like a good team that you can get along with really well. Um, I know that I've played against the Electro Drifters in quite a few scrims actually, I think. And in some tournaments. And I always got good vibes from you guys.
Yeah, we are not the best team. We just want to learn together and scrum together to be a better team day after day, and week after week and month after month, everybody are more motivated to be better.
Mm,
And I'm really happy to play with them, especially for that.
nice.
Yeah,
And you're the support player for them, right?
yeah.
What do you think of the new support release, Meganium?
Um, I have played. I really think this Pokemon is really broken. Like every Pokemon, and especially new support coming in this game, like Alchemy First Day. Um, I think the problem of this Pokemon is just the heal spell have too much damage,
Yeah.
and for the Grace spell too. But this Pokemon, the mechanic of this Pokemon is really interest me. Because he's the first support of two evolution. He's the first Pokemon in this game of his Unite at level 7, and you have a lot of things we can try. I'm really happy to play it, and to find things to be better with this mon. And I think this mon in early with the heal is like an Eldigos level 4 spell. I don't remember the name, but when it is unbanned from competitive next month, I think I'm really hyped to see how people play it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I was looking online to see what people were what people were saying online. And I'm curious to see what you think. What do you think are some good counters for Meganium?
Uh, Complicated, but I have think about this a lot. Um, I'm not the best for find counter, but I think Suicune with an anti-heal can be really good, because you have with Siphon, you see the spell water, have little CC every 2 seconds, for example, and it can with an anti-heal. We really need, for example, to play anti-heal against Meganium.
Yeah.
And a Pokemon have CC. But I think Suicune actually, but I don't have trials, I think.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking also maybe Delphox with anti-heal, right?
Delphox, yeah, maybe Delphox with Fire Spin. It's maybe a possibility because if we stun a lot Meganium, he can't heal. He have heal only, if I remember, 6 seconds, all 6 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Fire Spin can counter him, I think. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can try.
definitely. So going back to the game, the next question I have is, why do you play Unite, and why not other games?
Before this game, I have played all an FPS, again FPS game with German friend and French friend.
What was the game?
Named Warface. The name I changed is actually Warface Clutch, but this game closed this summer because nobody play it. Actually, it's finished. And with French friends on my team, we are boring about this game a summer 2023, if I remember. And I have already tried to play at Pokemon Unite at the first day of the game coming on Nintendo Switch. And I have not really to be honest, the game because I have really don't know MOBA except League of Legends, but very bad experience for me. And we have tried to play it a normal game a lot, Penta, and a lot of fun. We have with three friends of this Penta. We have go on ranked. We are ultra to the first season.
Yeah.
And actually, the second season, we are only two because other friends don't like this game. And the third season, I am only, and I have tried, and I have start to play to other people, and I have my first master on the second season, and the third season, I have play with international player,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the start of my competitive career in the end of 2023. The start of the game has been complicated for me because it's my first MOBA tryout, and not really nobody helped really me because nobody are interested about help low elo player. But I have find friends on PUFR, the French, the more big French server, and people invite me on other server, and week after week, people help me to be better.
Nice. Yeah, I think I have a similar experience when it comes to the competitive thing, because I think being around other people who are trying to improve and get better, I think is a big step. That's, I think, a big way of fast tracking your progress in competitive Unite. Um, but I think it's good to obviously get some experience with the game beforehand. Maybe get a few gold ribbons or something. Um, but you come from a background of playing FPS games, and
Yeah.
then you transition into MOBA, right?
Yes.
So what was that transition like for you? It must have been different from FPS to MOBA.
Yeah. In FPS, I have participated. I was really young, to my 8 years old to my uh not I don't know the number 1 and 4.
14.
40, yeah. I have played LAN in real life in Germany,
Mm.
close to the limits of between France and Germany
Mm-hmm.
with people, and I have won. I have played fun. I have literally everything on FPS, but I have seen my main game dying day after day, and I have think no future on this game because developers don't want competitive, and this community only make competitive.
Yep.
And I have go to MOBA, and that's the start of the transition is complicated because I've didn't play MOBA since 1 year, but I have played League of Legends 6 months with friends only for fun and didn't understand all of this game.
Yeah.
But yeah, the transition is complicated.
Yeah, I mean, League of Legends has a lot of complexity. It's been out for a long time, so there's a lot of stuff you need to learn. But luckily, Unite's not like that. Let's actually talk about that because this is something I was talking about with another friend, and he was talking about League of Legends. And what he was saying was that one of the problems with League is that when they release a new champion, or with every new champion they release, it increases the complexity a lot because each champion has a lot of things going on. You know, 4 abilities and a lot of builds you can potentially do. Meanwhile, Pokemon is going in the opposite direction now, where they are releasing as many new characters, like 2 per month, as what League was doing in the first year. So the rate at which Unite releases Pokemon is as fast as the rate at which League was doing only in the first year. Now, League releases new champions like every few months or something like that. Meanwhile, Pokemon is still releasing 2, but they are releasing Pokemon with one move set. What's your opinion on that?
It's, if and only if is one move set, and they not add another move set to buy, I think it's a bad idea, but why not? But if they add another move set need to buy, I think it's really a bad idea. Because if this game going to be a pay to win or things like that, I think it's really a bad thing because a lot of casual players are young and can't buy 20 euro for a move set.
Yeah.
But if they don't add it, one move set is why not only if the one move set have a new mechanic, like for example Meganium, Meganium and Articuno, for example, have mechanic, exclusive mechanic, like every Pokemon maybe, but I think if they had another Pokemon with Surf, for example, it's a bad idea because we have already see it.
Yeah, but you know, to be fair, of all the surfs that are in the game, they're all quite different in how they actually work. You know, like Blastoise's surf is very different from Slowbro's and
Yeah,
Psyduck. And who else has it? Cramorant, I think, right?
yeah, come on.
Is there any other surfs I'm missing? Anyway, it's probably the most popular move. But it makes sense because Surf in the Pokemon games is one of the most popular moves for a water type. But you know,
Yes.
I think like this is a hot take right here. So I think releasing only one Pokemon, sorry, two Pokemon, releasing two Pokemon with only one move set, I think is good for this game because it doesn't introduce too much complexity while still introducing new characters, which I think is really, really important for this type of game, especially Pokemon, because there are so many out there. Eventually, they're going to release one that someone like really likes, and they might start playing the game just because of that, or get back into the game because of that. You know, it's not like League of Legends. Everything is made up. You know, it's new. It's not necessarily. They don't have like the same IP.
Yes. I think it's for Pokemon Unite. If I don't really remember if League of Legends new character have two move sets. You know that?
They only have one
I
move
don't.
set, but they have 4 abilities,
Yeah.
like 4 buttons you can push. And the difference here is you can choose which one to level up, and you can allocate your points differently so that certain moves are more powerful
Yeah, okay.
at different rates.
It's like, for example, Gekishin Dragon Ball Squadra, Dragon Ball MOBA have a type of choose spell. League of Legends 2, Unite 2 is I think it's not really necessary to Unite follow the League of Legends for this. Is unique. No, is I don't know. Only Pokemon Unite have two moveset possibility. I think it's before a good thing, but for competitive player is good, but for casual player who learn the game with we are close to have 100 Pokemon.
Yeah.
And imagine if 100 Pokemon have two movesets for a new player is really complicated, and I understand why they have delayed this.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so the next question I have is actually the title of an article that I wrote on Pokemon. It's called "What Separates Ultra from Masters?" So, in your opinion, what do you think it is that separates Ultra players from Masters players?
I think time they have play. Like just an ultra have play more than a master, and a master know how to not really. They don't really know how to draft, but they know the draft exists, and they know every master or a lot of master know we need to ban Meganium because it's broken, for example, because they see everybody ban it, and an ultra. A lot of ultra don't know. We need to ban Meganium at the first game of the master.
So you're
But
saying that the main difference is knowing who to ban?
yeah, but week after week, I really think really no difference between them. But with a legend and an ultra, really big difference. But
Oh yeah,
between ultra and master, not really a lot.
yeah. I think there is a reason for why there is a big difference, and that's because the way that the rank system works essentially, as you go up higher, it takes more skill to be able to continue going up. You have to have a higher win rate essentially. Um, and up until I think what is it? I think Masters 400. If you just maintain a 50% win rate, you'll eventually get there, guaranteed, like 100%. It's just a matter of time. So it just depends on your win rate and how much time you're investing into it. But even with a low win rate, you can still end up in Masters based on how the system work. I think really the best way to measure if a person is good in ranked is if they can get into legend at least. But then again, ranked is ranked, which is different from competitive Unite, right? Okay, so the next question I have is the other topic from another article I wrote. And this one is called Top X Mistakes That Players Make That Loses Matches. And what do you think is the number one mistake that players make that loses a match?
Was it player or me?
I don't know. It could be you. It could be players in general. What do you think is the number one mistake they make?
In competitive?
Hmm. Let's first talk about ranked and then competitive.
In rank, I think he's fight for nothing because some people want. Imagine if opponent is time for opponent to farm the top lane on the second tower, for example. It's time, and four of my teammates, for example, want to push this tower at this time. It's an error. Don't need to really fight.
Yeah.
Fight too much for nothing. for example, they have 11 level and opponent have level 12, and they just they want fight again and again, and every casual player wants to find fight a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
So you're saying the mistake is taking unnecessary fights, right?
yeah, unnecessary.
Yeah, yeah. This happened to me recently in a match. I whenever I play ranked, I stream on Twitch, and the one of the allies on our team came into my chat to tell me why was I not fighting with the team, but they were doing exactly what you described. They were fighting for no reason. Like,
Yeah,
we secured the bottom Regieleki, and they decided to push it in, but it wasn't very good push because there was our side was full of farm. The top objective was up, and there was no reason to push. Um, to be fair, maybe I should have been with the team to do that because it didn't really like they ended up pushing it in, and it was, I guess, okay, but still. The problem is that you can't really communicate with your allies, and that's why competitive is so different. You can communicate, and you're so expected to use voice chat.
yeah.
So, what would you say is the number one mistake players make in competitive?
In competitive, it's not really on the game, but in the voice chat. For example, I have played weekly for sub people can't play yesterday, and people think, oh, we play against a pro player, it's impossible to win. And I think people need to change mindsets. I know it's really complicated if we play against Gatlu, for example, and you are play now with 1,000 game. I know it's complicated, but in my opinion, I think in my brain, in my head, I think before only match, all match is 50-50. It's not they are better, we are better. It's 50-50. And if we play good, we win. If we play bad, we lose. It just like that for me.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen this happen as well. People see specific people on the other team and they get intimidated.
Yeah.
Something I like to do to kind of not have this problem is like when I play against somebody, I try to just like not think about who it is that I'm playing. I just think about it like another team and I need to win. And I like to try to like be more optimistic. Like I tell myself, oh, it's not 50-50, it's 100% I'm gonna win. And here's what I need to do to win.
Yeah.
And then I manifest that reality.
And for us, I am a main support, and I try to support my voice chats too, because every time when I am a good mood, like a lot of time, but not every day, I try to talk to my mates. It's not finished. The match have don't start. We can win. We can really win everything uh, if we play good together. We focus on the match. We can win. And if we lose, it's not bad. We win. We lose, and not because we are bad. We lose because opponents are better. It's a big difference.
I see. There's always room for improvement. I think one of the most important things that players should be doing if they are serious about improving is reviewing their VODs. It's one of the most underrated things that I think everyone should be doing. How often do you review your VODs?
What?
How often do you watch the recordings for your gameplay
Uh,
to see like where you made mistakes, what you can improve, what you could do better?
yeah. For example, in real life, I have I don't know where is it, but I have book, and on book I write. When I do a mistake, I try to when I solo review, I do a mistake. I try to find the mistake, why I have do that, or what better thing I can make. And the more important thing, in my opinion, is not I am support, for example, is not good to think I have do a bad thing because my top laner have do that. Now I need to focus. If I review solo, I need to focus on my gameplay and only my gameplay. And when we review together, I talk to my top laner. I have two Zaz because Zaz, and I know what to do better, better thing, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's what we should definitely be doing. But it's a bit of a hassle sometimes to watch them because you have to record them or you have to go back into your recordings, you have to open it. This is why I
Yeah.
think it's good to stream even if you're not even if it's not your intention to get viewers because it makes it easy to watch your gameplay. Like when I want to review my VODs, I just go to my Twitch, I looked at my most recent VOD
Yeah.
and I watch it. And sometimes I do this when I don't know, I have time, I'm bored, I don't know what to watch, and I'm just like, what could I have done better? But it's not always a
Yeah.
comfortable experience watching yourself make mistakes.
Yeah, for review, we have a manager since 2 weeks. Pick Sam. Thanks for her. Do really a good job. Filming our gameplay, and she sent us the next day. And since we review all Scream, it's really good for us to play better, and it's a very good help to yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think having like another person there to help you with that is super important because you can ask them for opinions on things that could have been done differently. And especially when you review with the team, it takes out some of that ego, I guess. Because if you tell your teammate, like, you should not have done this, it's different than if they hear it from that other person, let's say coach or whatever, that they should not have done that. It hits different, you know?
Yeah, in my team, in my last team before Electro Drifter, is like that. It's complicated for if when a mate told us with not with I don't know what to say, but sometime when your mates told you that this it's not really good, it's better to coach told you that. But in Electro Drifter, um, we can do that, and nobody think is a bad thing. Like when Quenzian, my top laner, make a bad thing, and when I make a bad thing, we talk together, and it's really fine because we are really serious and a good mindset for this.
That's good. That's good. That's super important because it helps you improve faster and then it kind of builds a better connection with your teammates as well. When you see that you're all helping each other and you're all improving over time, it makes a big difference. So,
Yeah.
you mentioned community a little bit before. You talked a little bit about the French community. Um, what do you think makes for a good community?
It's really complicated because when a lot of people are regrouped in the same game, in the same nationality, it's complicated because we are human. Sometimes you don't, in real life, for example, you don't like a people because you don't know. It's just a feeling. It's normal. We are human, but I work for that since 2 weeks to don't trash people, to don't insult people for no reason. And if I have a reason to insult people, I try to don't do that because it's not a good thing. I think people need to be more good with other people.
Mm-hmm.
If someone got make a bad game, don't go in private message to trash him. Uh, don't be be careful if we win against the people it's not your friends and you told GG because some people don't like it. I don't know why, but
Yeah. Some people don't
yeah,
like it, but I don't mind. I don't mind.
yeah. For a good community, we need. I don't know. I go search it in Google because I don't have the word.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like kindness. Yeah,
Kindness.
we need kindness. We need to be more kindness.
To have more
To
kindness.
it is. I know it's really complicated because sometimes you passed a really bad day in your life, and when the people call you a bad thing in private message, you don't like it, and you want trash or insult him.
Yeah.
And I understand. I have to say a lot of time before,
Yeah.
uh, but uh,
I get this all the time because I like to use unconventional builds, and when I do, I get people who go into my DMs on Discord or my chat on Twitch, and then they trash on me. But to be fair, I don't want to stop people from doing that, unless they there's no value in what they say. Like if they say like in the previous example I mentioned before, my teammate came into my chat and said I should have played with the team. That's fair. That's like feedback. It's actionable. I can change what I do. Fair. Okay. But if they say you're bad and you should quit, that doesn't help anyone. you know?
yeah, I think in this situation, when the people play a bad build, when the people play bad, you need to explain him. You just say nothing or explain him good what what he can do to be better or what he have make wrong. But it's not necessary to go on DMs to say you are bad playing and other bad thing.
Yep.
It just say nothing is better, but it's, for kindness is really good to explain to people what you make wrong.
Yeah. I like for example, if someone says I have this specific strategy or this specific build or this specific playstyle and then they ask for feedback on that. Good feedback would be like this is why it's good, this is why it's not good. Bad feedback would be like it's bad, don't use it. it's you
Yeah,
know. Um there have been many situations where I've encountered this. Um and well, I think here's the thing about some players and the competitive community in general. Sometimes I feel like they have a specific mindset or perspective on how things should be done in the game. Um, and I don't think it's absolutely necessary to do things in that way all the time. Right before this podcast, for example, I saw a post on X from Spragos, and it was a screenshot of, I forget which two teams, but top two teams in Japan. They were playing a match, and there were no defenders on either team. you know?
yeah. I think actually the fearless coming. It's a time for test a lot of things, and soon on my with Elixir Drifter, I want to try think without tank. I'm ready to try crazy thing because, for example, a lot of people know. I try. I don't remember the name. The Anchor.
Yeah, Delmise.
Uh, Delmise. Yeah, I play Delmise. I try to play Delmise support, but it's not for every matchup.
Yeah.
I prepare that for Fearless in some matchup for game three if we have not a lot of people of support and yeah, we need to try and my mates and me trust us to find new ID for Fearless.
Yeah, that's good. I really like Fearless. And if anyone's watching that doesn't know what it is, essentially Fearless is where when you play like a tournament or when you play several matches against another team, all of the Pokemon that were played in the first match are unplayable Like you cannot choose them in the second match or the third match. And what that means is then you have to play different Pokemon and you can't just choose the same ones. It changes how you draft, how you counter draft, who you ban, etc., etc. But essentially, you need to have an expanded selection of Pokemon that you're actually good at to play Fearless, because if you're only good with one Pokemon, you can play one good match and then you're screwed.
Yeah. Yeah, in some situation, I don't know how to play. For example, with Inferno Unity, my last French League team, we have played against Raccoon Peace, and they banned me, my Psyduck, my Blissey, and my Comfy, because in the same match, because they think I don't know how to play all the supports. But in this situation, and I have played Suicune because I have trust me. My mate trust me to play no thing, no supports.
Yeah.
And Fearless is really good for the future for this situation, for example, because in AUL Master final, we rework his power against we rework his power for Steam. In game 5, they have a lot of pink banned, and that's been really funny to watch it. For example, if I remember, a support, I've played a Mew support because and the Grident after in the last game, if I remember, because a lot of supports, except one, are banned.
Yeah. I think Mew support is good, but I think Mew should still be able to do damage near the mid end game. So like early game, it should play more as a support for sure, but then near the middle and end, you just get so much value from Solar Beam poke. It should be still doing damage. Like one of my favorite strategies is to play Mewtwo and Mew in the same lane early game, because they just synergize so well. I'm not sure if you've tried it.
Oh, I think if you play Mewtwo Eye with teleportation TP and the coaching Mew, we can front to back really easy, and I think for that is a good idea. But Mewtwo Eye tank, I think
I don't
for
not Mewtwo I tank. No, tank would have to play top lane or something. The front line would have to be something bulky in the top lane or whatever in the other lane. Um, they would just be essentially both attackers. I mean, have you ever considered playing Mewtwo Y as a support?
I have think about that. It's a possibility in Fearless Game 5, for example. It's possible.
Uh-huh.
Because I think it's just my opinion. I'm not the best player, I know, but I think a lot of mage can be played as a support in game 5 if all the support are banned. I think actually nobody know every possibility of Fearless, and that's really fine because next year that's become amazing draft in world. If the world is play on Fearless, I really hope that.
I have a feeling that Fearless is gonna be happening in all the tournaments that are coming up, because it just makes so much sense. And I think this is what's interesting about the differences between Unite and like League of Legends. I don't think League of Legends has a fearless mode, do they?
If I remember, some tournament play with Fearless, but I don't know if they have All-Star modes in game.
Yeah.
I don't remember. But yeah.
Well, I mean that makes sense. But on the other hand, league matches also take much longer, so you're gonna do less matches, which means less of those characters will be banned or whatever. So yeah, going back to competitive Unite, what would you say is your main goal in competitive Unite?
Main goal. I have talked about that a lot to a lot of people. I have two main objectives. Be the best support in the world and in Europe. I don't care, but I want to be the best. I know it's really hard, but I really want it. And I want Shine. Yeah, make Shine my top laner because I really want stay in the same team with Quenzian, and together we go on the roof of the Europe You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I really think we can be the best together. It's a dream. I don't know if I can do in 2 years, 3 years. I don't know, but it's my objective, and I we can do we go to make everything for do that.
Nice, nice. I think that's a good goal. What would you say is like some of the stuff that you've learned from playing competitive Unite? Um, like how it's different from ranked or maybe the experience. What are some of the biggest learning lessons that you have from competitive Unite?
Can you repeat?
What are some things that you've learned from playing competitive Unite that maybe you did not learn from ranked, for example?
I have played in other game competitive. I have not learned a lot of things, but I have learned a thing with Electro Drifter. If we have a good wait, if we have a good atmosphere in the team, we can. It's a better thing for be better. I have learned that recently, and when since I play competitive, I have learned in ranked. It's just a ranked match. If I have a bad win rate, if I lose 3 game and win only one, it's not a bad thing. Just play ranked for fun with friends, or for try something like play the Anchor supports with friends. I have learned only this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think those are very valid things that I've learned as well when I started doing some competitive stuff. I mean, nowadays I'm not doing a lot of competitive stuff just because I needed to commit more time to doing real life adulting responsibilities. Competitive can take a lot of time, as you probably know, right? Um, so yeah, I mean, I've pretty much made it through the questions that I've had, and I wanted to see if you have questions. Maybe you have any questions that you want to ask that we can also talk about. Is there any questions that you might have?
Not really question, but I want to say something about this podcast. I think in Europe it's really a good idea to make this for interview strong people like Nachos, Katlu, other people, and mid player like me to people learn to know them, know us, and uh, it's really a good thing because um, some people, some friends think like pro players like stars in Hollywood, for example, but I play for us for example with Komai player sometime, and is human is they are human like us, and yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely true. I think I've kind of become a little desensitized to this because when I play ranked, I'm very often placed in the same matches as some of these top players. And I don't know a lot of them. Like I don't keep track of any players. Like I don't spend any time understanding who's who and who's the top player. Sometimes people in my chat say, "Oh, you're playing against one of the top players." I'm like, "Okay, cool. I'm gonna beat them." um, but like, I remember there was a day and I was playing a few matches back to back, and like 3 matches back to back to back, I played with Gatlu, against Gatlu, and then he was on my team, and then against him again, or something like that. Um, and I think the interesting thing here is that when you get into this, I guess, level of playing, you start seeing the same players again and again, and I think that's good. Um, like I was talking to another friend about how he plays another game at a very high level, and he was saying that the community is quite small. So when he plays games, he sees the same people again and again. And I put this question also on the Pokemon Unite subreddit, and I said, is it a good thing or a bad thing if the community is small? What's your opinion on that?
That depends. I'm come in in my last main game, Warface, the community, especially in French in Europe, has been little, small, and it's a good thing because everybody know everybody. But for the game, I don't think it's a good thing because that means we are not, for example, we are not 1 million in Europe playing in this game. If we are more small, month after month is a bad thing. But if we are small only in competitive, it's not really a bad thing. But in ranked, if we are small, it's really a bad thing for the game.
Yeah, I think that's actually 100% true. It's fine if it's a small team, like a small group community at the top of, the top performers or whatever. But I don't know. I think the community for casuals will continue to grow in Unite because the intellectual property of Pokemon is just so strong. It's gonna continue keeping players into like coming back to the game, getting interested in the game, and as like as much as I hate some of the stuff that they've been doing, I think their decisions reflect a strategy that is long term. It's not just a short term strategy, although they have been doing some stuff like that too in terms of how they monetize. But it is what it is. If I would still like a few things changed in the game. If you can tell me one thing that you want changed in the game, what would that be it for you? One thing. If you can change one thing to make it better, to add something new, I don't know.
Complicated question.
Do you want me to tell you my idea first?
I want the game step up a lot with more people, and for that, I think if I can change one thing, I want developer or editor. I don't know who make bad idea, but I want say hear us and listen us. I think it's really important they listen community.
Yeah.
Because I don't say community have agree every time and community have a lot of good idea. But if they listen community, that can only help us, help them and us. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They are making steps in this. They made like a Discord channel for this. Have you been on that Discord channel, the Teamy Pokemon Unite Discord channel?
I am not, but if one day I have a think total them, I join.
Yeah, you should check it out. There's a section for feedback on Pokemon Unite, and it has like
Yes.
a million comments. But that's good. That means people care about the game and they want it to improve. Personally, if I were to add one thing in the game, it would be adding a custom map editor tool. If you watch my previous episodes, you might have heard me say that, but that would be so cool to be able to go in and make a custom map with different objectives, different things. Make
Yeah.
your own version of electro volleyball or whatever. And there's so much potential there, and I think it would be really nice because this genre, if you don't know, the MOBA genre came from a custom map that someone in a community made, like a player made a custom map for Warcraft 3 Frozen Throne. And this is what became Dota. And then Dota became so popular that companies were like, we should make a game just like that. Because the engine in Warcraft 3 was very limited in what it can do. But it sparked the idea, and then it became a custom map. It became like several games, and long story short, that's how we have Pokemon Unite. So if they make a custom map editor, I think that would be great. That would be amazing. I think there's a lot
Yeah.
of casual players out there who want to play casually but don't want to play ranked, and maybe they would be interested in doing something like that.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to let people create map. For example, I play sometime in Borsta. In Borsta, people can make map.
Yeah.
But recently, people really don't care about that since 1 year, 2 years, I don't know. But like I imagine for Pokemon Unite, if people want to create a new map and create tournaments with a cash prize, with a map, with a theme like Sinnoh, or is a name of region like the fourth generation or Alola, for example. I think that can be really funny. People can create map with Arceus objective, for example,
Mm-hmm.
Solgaleo or the legendary Pokemon.
Yeah. Honestly, the only mode I want to see is ARAM. I just want to see everyone random, one lane, nonsense. That's
Yeah,
that's what I want to see. I know League of Legends did something like this. Even Dota did something like this in the early days of Dota. You could just randomly choose a character, and you would start with extra gold. So that was nice. But yeah, cool, man. So that's pretty much all I have for this podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. The last thing I want to ask you is if you can shout out one person that you think should appear on the podcast. Who would you shout out? Give me like one person. You maybe a few if you want, but at least one person. Who would you shout out to be on the podcast?
I have 2% in my head.
Okay.
I think Profmush on my team, because this guy is a lot for my team, as all strategy is by him, and thank for him. And in France, I think some people make good things on for community. Like, in my opinion, I don't really know, this guy is not really my friend, but Remy Leptic, for example,
Mm-hmm.
he makes a lot of things for the community. He's the coach of H3,
Mm-hmm.
and he was a streamer and he tried to help community, and I think it's a good thing.
Nice. I'm gonna I might reach out to them. I know that I've played a lot of well not a lot, but I've played a decent amount of games with Mush. He actually subbed for my team once or twice. I played some in houses with him. He's super chill.
Yeah, this guy is super chill. And when I have joined the team, I was really surprised. A lot of people in my team are 50 years old and they are young, but they are really motivated and they really want to win. They are motivating. They love this game. They want to play with the team, and I really love it.
Yeah. Like you said before, it's important to have good vibes with your team because if you don't get along, then
Yeah.
what's the point? Cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for another episode of Elite Encounter. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.